Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Thank you, everyone who signed up to our VIP program. Yes, being an IP is fun, but being a VIP, that's the tops. That's access to every Keith and the Girl show we've ever done, going back to March 2005, and all the bonus and spin-off shows. Chemda's side interview show. My show where I'd get drunk and drink with the guest and realize I have a big problem. And then, of course, new Diamond Dogs is out right now. New Daddy Issues is coming this week. Very excited. Me and my brother and the ongoing dad sagas. New Q&A is being recorded today. I think Newsy saved a life, if I'm reading Reddit correctly, right? No exaggeration.
Well, tried to save a life, but maybe
he died. Well, he tried to save. Either way, it's going to be an exciting show, I'll tell you that. Here's a little, what's going to happen? And new last week on Keith and the Girl is every week, of course. So sign up today, keithandthegirl.com/VIP if you're not part of the party, okay? keithandthegirl.com/VIP. Today's guest, featured in Time Out New York, Vice Media,
In Your Heart,
Netflix. Happy birthday to one Calvin Cato. Hello, Calvin.
Oh my God! Thank you. You remembered.
Yes,
Aww.
from right before the show started. How are you celebrating, other than this adventure right now?
Oh, so technically, I should have been clear. My birthday was Friday, June 17th, but I'm one of those birthday week kind of guys. So
of course, we're going with it. Absolutely, yes,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's our fault. June 17th, we should have made an effort. If we didn't, we still have to say happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Now,
you did say something on Facebook, so that counts.
Of course it does. That's where actual life is. What do you think we're doing over here? It's the same.
Did I write on Facebook that you did it?
You did. You said I did it. And I was like, thanks. Yeah. I do have gray hair now. I did it.
Very good.
Well, just like our buddy Newsy, you have a whole bunch of stuff going on in June. There's Juneteenth, there's Pride, and there's your birthday. Same with our buddy Newsy, Jerome. So is that like having your birthday on Christmas, or is it just kind of...
Do you guys look at Juneteenth and go, feels like Christmas?
I feel like I do what like most other black people.
I didn't mean you guys.
I see I'm a diversity hire today.
Oh, you picked a date.
By the way, speaking of Juneteenth, I was doing the show notes. Well, first of all, Rod did from the show The Black Guy Who Tips, he did our spinoff show that, last week wrap up. And he wrote the description and wrote black people in something he was describing and did a capital B. I didn't know you capitalize black and you capitalize white. And then whenever I was writing the show notes for Keith and the Girl, I wrote how white people should honor Juneteenth. And I capitalized the W in white, and I'm like, that feels weird.
Yeah, okay. I've never heard of capitalize the W. You capitalize the B because it's supposed to symbolize like black is the same kind of purview as like African American or Asian American.
Right.
So it's supposed to be like black be like capital B blacks in terms that like we're a type of American. Whereas like white American, I've always heard white is lowercase because like y'all, whatever. You know how y'all do.
You have enough, right? But no, it seems like you capitalize both, but I feel weird doing it.
No, I never heard. I don't know. That seems wrong. I'm going to check my usage dictionary because I feel like the W shouldn't be capitalized.
You don't think it should be there at all. It should be height.
Not even the H. You don't deserve it. It's silent. No, you get just height people.
Did you do something exciting for your birthday? Is that a big deal to you?
So actually, well, I did a show on my birthday because I'm a workaholic. But my boyfriend did take me out. So we went to this bar, Freddy's Bar.
Don't just slide. Don't just slide the word boyfriend. You cannot. We're going to have to pause. Okay. Is this the same guy?
Yes.
For how long now?
Oh, my God. In August, it's going to be 2 years.
Oh, wow. All you needed was a pandemic.
Honestly. Wow. Once all the dicks are not available, it really lets you be choosy.
How's it going with the two of you? Well, he did good on your birthday, it sounds like. That's a big deal.
He did that. And so where I live now, I have a backyard. So he did all of the gardening. It actually did feel very like Juneteenth reparations. I just sat back and drank a wine and watched him clear out all this brush and put in flowers. It felt pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Is he white?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
That'd be weird if he was also black. And I was like...
and you're smoking a cigarette while he's tending to your yard. I don't know. Seems weird.
Are you guys, may I ask, are you guys monogamous? I don't know how if somebody can hold you down, Calvin.
Well, I mean, we're monogamish,
Monogamish, right? Okay.
Yeah, but we don't have time we have a garden now. He right. knocked me up with like plant kids, so I gotta take care of them.
That's funny. Locks you in. I have a letter here. My husband and I just finished a year of running our own small business. To celebrate, I told him we were going out for a fancy steak dinner like Keith and Chemda do every year. And that's what we did today. And let me tell you, running a business is hard, and just taking a night and ordering whatever the fuck you want at a nice place is a real treat. Thanks for the idea. Isn't that nice? Steph rates that.
Yeah, I'm with Steph, of course. You got to celebrate. You got to find reasons to celebrate. If you're not interested in your own birth, okay, fine. It's not your birthday. Make up a fucking day. I mean, I'm this close to making up a holiday. Okay, that's how much I don't give a fuck, and it doesn't matter. Find a way to celebrate. Good on you.
But don't you have holidays technically?
Of course, the made up ones, 420, like Christmas. It's all made up. Yeah, my birthday is a holiday. What else? Mother's Day. You may all say Happy Mother's Day to me. I don't give a fuck. I gave birth to some ideas. There it is. New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. I don't care. It has nothing to do with Jesus. It has to do with no one's probably contacting me because you're all busy pretending to enjoy your family. Enjoy. I'm going to celebrate with you. It doesn't matter.
Are you good, Calvin, with gratitude or recognizing when you're overwhelmed with things? Because I'm not sometimes, and it definitely can affect my sobriety, for example. I need to recognize when I'm overwhelmed. Are you good at it?
I'm trying to get better at it. Like, I feel like it has ebbed and flowed. Like, I think now I'm better about taking stock, and I try to do a thing at least once a month where I forget where I got it from, some website where they were like, you should always just make a list of the things you've accomplished that month. And it makes you feel better. So you're not just like, I sat and I binge watched Stranger Things or whatever, and it does help.
There is that reflection idea, and we will get to that being said, of high, low, grateful. So at the end of the day, at the end of the week, with your partner, by yourself, you do an inventory of the high of your day, the low of your day, and a piece of gratitude that you can have for that day. And it sounds corny, but like a lot of times, maybe your partner or your kid walks through the door and you're like, how are you? And it's the biggest fucking, I don't know. How was your day? I don't know. It's another day. Maybe I did the same thing. When you're reviewing your day, you suddenly realize, oh yeah, that was today. Like, time is so weird. Now,
but even when it comes to adults, though, some people don't like playing that. I've been with people that don't like doing the low part of the high-low. And then to me, I'm not recognizing it necessarily. Let me think about it. Let me complain or not complain about it. Not that I have to do it with somebody else, but it's easier when you have a partner and you understand why they don't want to do it. They just went through it. Why do you got to relive it right before bed?
Exactly. Or usually if you have a partner, sometimes if you're texting with them all day anyway, then you're kind of like, you should kind of just scroll up and you can see all the things I've done. Because I told you, went to the store.
You tell me my high and low.
That could be a special Friday high low. But, I really feel like you could know what the low is, of course, because your boyfriend or your partner or whatever's day, even your child's day. But what if they surprise you and they recognize their low of the day or their high of the day? You didn't know they were so proud of that moment or so saddened by that thing. Let people surprise you, or let them talk. Let me talk. No.
Related to this, of course, dear Keith and Chemda, I love Keith and the Girl. I love your recent guest, Murph Meyer. His podcast is Murph Meyer Self-Medicated. And I love your recent show poll. The poll was, do or did you want someone to let you know they see you have a drinking or drug problem? Half the people said, I don't or didn't have a drinking or drug problem. 36% of the remaining percent say yes. I do like when somebody recognizes it. I like what was said about seeing someone struggling or going back to bad behaviors and telling them you notice. I wouldn't necessarily want a conversation because it feels embarrassing, but a quick non-judgmental "I see you" feels good because while I wouldn't be consciously trying to hide my feelings, I sometimes don't recognize that I am overwhelmed, which is why I would drink. Cheers to you, but not literally. Soberly yours with relapses from time to time, John.
John, totally normal. Every single story. I just read the Alcoholics Anonymous book, and 50%, literally 50% of the book is just people telling their own story about how they got sober. Each and every one of them got sober and had a bunch of relapses. And, you hope after they wrote it, they don't, but that's a regular thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a lifelong thing. I mean, like my dad was an alcoholic, and I mean, he would like have, times where he would like go cold turkey and quit, and then he would relapse. And I think that sometimes people stigmatize it, but it really is a disease, and it's so hard to stay sober, especially if you're under a lot of stress. Because my dad worked as an emergency room nurse, which is fucking crazy. So, and in general, I know nurses tend to have like high levels of like addiction problems just because of like the amount of shit you see per day.
What did he die of eventually?
Well, not ironically, liver cancer. But kind of that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they associate it with alcoholism or with alcohol?
Yeah. So like he quit, but by the time he had fully quit, it was like too late, sadly. But it ended up like it was like the final time that he fully quit was nice because I was able to actually like bond with him and have like a connection with him that I wasn't able to have when he spent so many years just drinking or not drinking and being a dry drunk and all of that.
Wow. Not all of us have that experience where we get to like sit with our parent and be legit about stuff and go like, okay, I'm going to ask you a regular human question that you might have swatted away, but now you seem to still be sitting here. Okay. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is a night. Like Kenda's always been. Kenda pays attention to people, and after the Murph show, she said, something to the effect of, I feel like you're going through something now, Keith. Yeah, you're feeling overwhelmed, and I didn't really think about it much, and then I started making a list, and I don't know if this is healthy or not, but it felt good to me. I don't know if a therapist would recommend this, but I made an ingratitude list. And I started writing down, okay, getting my driver's license. You got to, navigating a website shouldn't make me cry. So, okay, driver's license, put that on the list. Dentist, never mind the money, the fucking hassle. It's been a bit. Then it starts getting into more personal things like my stepkids. And, they're teenagers and you guys don't know the fucking half of it. And I feel so helpless. Writing this dad emails book, yes, it's fun and it's funny, but at the same time, I'd rather have a normal dad, I promise. I'm not necessarily looking forward to one of my siblings going, hey, I'm on your side in the end, but this is a big thing to put out about our dad. My mom's in a home and can't talk, and honestly, I think she'd be happier if she was dead. I don't think she recognizes us. When we talk to her, she's backing away in a wheelchair. I didn't study body language, but that can't be good. And I know my list isn't any different than anybody else's. I'm just saying for me, I never take the time to look at it. And I'm like, you know what? I have been feeling overwhelmed, and it feels good to see no shit.
Well, this is so funny. I know you're not fully immersed in AA, and I totally get that. But as you were reading that, I'm like, oh, right. This is one of the things on the 12 steps, right? Like making an inventory of sorts, maybe not of ingratitude, but of things that are on your mind. And they're probably going to do it a little more detailed and focused. And this is what your sponsor is supposed to do. That overwhelming feeling, you're supposed to like call a fellow, which is just another person in the program, or your sponsor who can just kind of like interrupt your thoughts. We're so used to having these thoughts that lead to these other thoughts that we don't know how we get to this final place of like, this isn't what I would choose. That person, that program, that practice interrupts that thought so that you can even know that there is another option at that moment because it doesn't feel like it.
I shave my head just so there's not one more thing. You know? I just got this in the mail today. It says amount due $100 for a COVID test. Then on top it says this is not a bill, and I'm like, okay, good. Then what the fuck is it? Done.
You may want to keep that for your records, though.
What's the record? That I owe you $100? I don't want any record of it. How about that?
I always treat those things like grand jury letters. Like I feel like I keep them as proof just in case. I have no idea if they might need it or need a photocopy or something.
So you have a lot of like potential exhibit A, exhibit B. Like that's what you're.
Well, okay, let me backtrack. So I was on a grand jury, and like when you complete it, you get like a letter that proves that you're on it. So that if people are like, "Hey, get you back on a jury," I'm like, "Nope, no thanks. Did this for 23 days."
Right. Whoa, 23 days.
Yeah, grand juries are hell because you cannot get out of it by any means. And there was a woman who tried to, and they arrested her. Yeah.
Well, did you make like total lifelong friends though? Because everyone seems awesome on that jury list.
So here's the thing. There were 3 people who were very nice and we became Facebook friends. And then there's one guy who was flat out racist. And so with a grand jury, you see various different cases and you're supposed to choose whether or not you would advance them to a jury trial or not. And this one guy, like one time they were asking, you're not supposed to ask the race of the person who's like potentially going to be on trial. But the guy kept asking questions like, I swear to God, he asked, did that guy own a pit bull, to try to figure out if that guy was black? And as such, it would inform his decision on whether or not that guy should be advanced to a jury trial.
And was he advanced?
Well, we all kind of outvoted him because we were like, no.
Okay, good.
All right.
But that
some
guy
of
was
these
terrible.
Yeah, I wonder. I haven't been on a jury. I wonder if I'd lose my shit. Like, I'm supposed to debate somebody who's a fucking moron.
You've never been on a jury ever?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you say?
I get the letters come in and it doesn't look like a bill. But it sounds exciting.
You're supposed to answer those at some point.
Yeah. I did. It got lost in the mail. It got lost.
Of course he did.
Of course, always. Send me another one. I'm excited about it. I just move a lot. That's all.
Well, Keith, how's your ingratitude list now? Like, where are we going from there?
I don't know. This was just yesterday, but I look at this and I'm like, yeah, okay. I should be bothered by life.
Oh,
and
okay.
You know, it's a weird. It's like my weird. I'm an optimist and because I'm a pessimist, and it's kind of like I like looking at this list, going, yeah, okay. And you know, everybody has their version of the list, and just understand, yeah, there's a reason. The reason your brain's gonna explode sometimes.
Right. There's always something on the list, so but you'll get to it.
Yeah, that's what I think. Does it make sense? This list?
It does to me, Calvin. Yeah.
I got it. I mean, because I think it also. I mean. After you make the list, do you take one item and you're like, okay, let me see if I can problem solve this one thing, or do you just write it and forget it?
And then rip it up for our enjoyment.
Making the list was enough for me. Driver's license, I'll get that done. Dentist, I'll get that done. The other shit, it's just what it is, but I recognize it.
I see.
There's nothing I can do about my mom, but I recognize that, it's got to be affecting me.
Yeah. Now, can we combat that with a short gratitude list, even if there's just one thing on it?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to the drive. I made an appointment for the driver's license tomorrow.
Wow. Okay.
Gratitude. All right, done.
Okay.
Dentist. I have those toothpicks with the little handles on them, so that's good. Some people don't.
That's very good.
Stepkids, they don't live with me.
That's a solution. Sure.
Well, the solution to that, the stepkids is, oh, right, they're not my stepkids, and then just like cross them off.
Right. Kenda keeps telling me to stop saying stepkids. So
yeah,
you know
they're
what?
not your stepkids. There you go.
Kenda. Thank you. Who are they even? I don't get it. Done. Problem solved. I'm not even.
Honestly,
you know what?
After all the weird shit
with my dad, I don't even know if that's really my mom.
Maybe Kat's your mom. Who knows?
Santa Monica, California civil trial jury found Bill Cosby sexually abused a teenage girl at the Playboy Mansion in 1975. The woman was awarded $500,000. Like right there, I'd be in the jury. Like if we decide how much the person gets, which it sounds like you do. At least I'm going off that great Amber Heard trial, where the jury determined how much money people got. People would go $500,000. I'm like $10 billion. Everything he fucking has. It was just a little 16-year-old rape. I think $500,000 is enough. Don't you, Keith? Like, what the fuck? It's not your money. Everything. They get his house now.
You know,
I
it should
think
at
they're
least
saving money for the other people who are going to come forward. You know,
Right.
you can't just take all the candy from the piñata.
Yeah, just because you're the adult and you have bigger hands. Just hold on. I think it should always be at least as much as rent. $525,600.
Cosby spokesperson told the Post that the comedian plans to file an appeal, of course, on the $500,000 judgment. Why not? You're right, of course. There's a lot more cases, too. Wikipedia has its own section under Bill Cosby sexual assault cases.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Not like you go to Bill Cosby and you click sexual assault. It's its own wiki.
When you have more assault cases than albums,
Right.
that's your career. We didn't do that. It's not, oh, you ruined his life. That's not his career. Well, you made it your career.
Right, and that it's not your legacy. It's your legacy to the point where this news article was on page 10 of the paper.
You put in your 10,000 hours in raping. You are the
Right.
expert.
I saw this online. This is
Your
written
4-hour work week is fucking weird, bro.
on Twitter. @SillyBlogging wrote, "Notice how we say girl when excited and man when disappointed."
Ooh.
Oh. I always thought girl was a gay thing. Like, I feel like I've known a lot of friends be like, girl.
Right, but it's good news, right?
What a different perspective.
Whereas people are like, man, get in my ass. But, if you're like, girl, nice, cute boots. You're
Yeah,
right.
of course,
I guess
it's a
girls-
compliment. Yeah. Oh man, nice fucking boots. No, you don't say that. Right? Speaking of legacies, Dave Chappelle has announced that he will not have his name on the Duke Ellington School of Arts. He, of course, was offered it. Instead, the theater will be called the Theater for Artistic Freedom and Expression. This is in Washington, D.C.
Wow. Okay.
He said, I can't do that because as an alumni of this school, and I'm hearing students giving me backlash over my special, The Closer, it sincerely hurt me.
Oh, come.
Please.
Why does he always have to finish his sentences? Maybe that's the end of your thought. My God.
There's more.
Press the edit button.
No matter what they say, this is a quote from Dave Chappelle. No matter what they say about The Closer, it's one of the most watched specials on Netflix. It's a masterpiece, and I am maybe a once-in-a-lifetime talent.
Oh,
Nothing
boy.
ironic, nothing with a smirk.
He humbly said maybe. Okay. there's room there. There's room.
Phew. Okay, thank goodness. There's room for George Carlin. Thank God.
But you don't want your legacy to be your Googled and it's all anti-trans stuff, right? I'm going to guess.
It's so sad because I really do still think he's one of the greats. It's not like it takes away all the rest of his amazing jokes. But maybe you are not a trans person and it is falling flat. I understand that you made that one friend who traveled around with you and is co-signing and all of that shit. But holy fuck, come on. How would you like it if I told a bunch of black jokes and I was kind of, you get what I mean?
Right.
Like you can't end your jokes and come on, guys. Imagine those were black jokes or whatever other thing that I can never be as familiar with. And so if someone's telling me I'm falling short with this joke and I am that fucking funny, then I must wake up to it. My God.
It's true. Also, for me, I hate when people say it's the most watched thing. People watch it just like that, and it's fucking unwatchable garbage. Like, people hate watch shit all the time.
Yes.
And I hate when
How
people
dare
use
you,
things
but
like,
I'll let it pass.
oh, you watch
It's your
that?
month. It's your month.
Are you serious? You liked it just like that?
I did.
When they were, it was like the dialogue was the worst. Trying
Sorry, to be clear,
dialogue.
this is the new Sex and the City TV show, right?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Which should never be made. First of all, no Samantha. Second of all, Sarah Jessica Parker's dialogue was literally like, I have to go do a podcast after I have a juice cleanse and then do Snapchat because that's what the kids do. Like, it was like so blatantly obvious. It was like, let's do a bingo card of all of the like basic things that like people talk about in the zeitgeist. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, Calvin, that's fine. All you're telling me is I'm a little bit older, and you know what? Maybe it was for the mature. I did not miss Samantha. I hate her fucking sex puns. I know. Okay, I'm going to see myself out. All right.
Well, she's just busy. I did see part of the episode, and they go across town. Well, Anyway, here's what's going on in my apartment. Samantha's fucking. I don't got to keep saying it all the time. I believe you.
I mean, come on. She coined the phrase funky spunk. Come on.
You're giving her funky spunk? Then we definitely are. Don't worry. We knew about funky spunk, Calvin.
Calvin's saying Samantha's straight up bussing. No cap on that. And that's the way this show's going, apparently.
Well, now I want to do a whole podcast of just me and Calvin watching Sex in the City and him essentially making fun of me.
Well, this is Calvin's point, and then he's going to go, see, that doesn't make it the most watched, even though it does make it the most watched.
I mean, I don't know.
I hear
People watch Tiger King. I wouldn't call that the best thing ever either.
I'm watching Ms. Marvel, and it's for 8-year-olds.
And that should be the most watched thing. Hello, representation. Damn right.
She's Muslim American, right? And and an Indian. I'm watching it mostly because I heard that there's going to be The Marvels, a movie with Captain Marvel in theaters, and Ms. Marvel, a teenager who's a big fan of Captain Marvel, is going to be in it as well. So I got to see the whole 6-hour backstory like a doofus.
Gee, I wonder how Marvel keeps getting their movies watched.
You do not
all
wonder.
Their shows.
You do not wonder.
Yeah, you're not allowed to miss anything, or you'll never understand another Marvel anything again.
Here's something funny though. I looked up
Kevin?
It's insane. I mean, I'm still behind on Moon Knight, and I didn't even finish Hawkeye yet. And like,
it's work, right?
We get it. You have a boyfriend. Oh my god.
He's white, so we had to watch Hidden Figures, and we got to hit all the greatest hits, and then we'll get to Marvel.
How many people out there watch TV and feel like this feels like work now? I do that. Like Ms. Marvel's, it's fun with WandaVision, the Falcon and the Snowman, and now I'm like, Ms. Marvel, I gotta what?
I asked Xerxes about Barry, like, are we watching Barry? But it's like, that's not, because it's never what we're doing. When you're watching something together, you have to like want to watch that thing, but not go on a bike ride, not have a dinner staring at each other's eyes. But it's like, is Barry gonna kill again? What do they have left? Still on season 2. But you know what? Maybe that means we're having fun.
Exactly.
I started typing into, what's it mean, Calvin?
That means you're actually enjoying each other's companies. Because I feel like usually when you get to like the we have shows we have to watch together phase of the relationship, that's when you're like, we've run out of things to say.
Oh, that's funny. That's probably how we got into a relationship.
Through TV.
Just like, want to watch something so we can sit on the couch together? I mean, come on.
I was looking up the nationality of Ms. Marvel, so I type into Google what nationality is, and you know what pops up right away in autofill? Johnny Depp.
Huh.
He's from Kentucky, folks.
Wait, is he?
Tell you, you'd think I'm not from Kentucky because my wife left her grumpy and it disgusted. Like, you're from Kentucky. People don't even know his nationality. You want to talk about little tricksters? That's a trickster. Come on.
We must know what kind of white he is, please.
My friend Craig sent me this clip of Katt Williams being interviewed on with Arsenio Hall on a Netflix special, and some shocking stuff.
Now, what kind of stuff are you doing now? Where are you in your comedy progression?
Well, this is special number 12. So
Damn.
The baker's dozen, you know.
Yes, sir.
Just more than any comedian dead or alive, that's all. But who's counting stats and whatnot. But no, it's been this conversation since '95, and
Yes, who's counting stats or whatnot? First of all,
Humble, like Jay Chappelle.
a baker's dozen is 13.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I have 16 specials. Thank you. Now, how do I humbly challenge Katt Williams?
I'm sure there's an autofill on his website, and you can just leave a comment.
Right. Now, Craig sent this to me. I didn't get to see the whole interview, but he says later, they're like, more than that, motherfucking Keith Malley for sure. Like, what the fuck was that? That fat white piece of shit Titan Maine motherfucker. I don't even know what that means. God damn. Worst Pagel 2 player ever, Craig said. He said, what the? That's not, I'm good at Pagel. What the? This is Katt Williams. Too much. Too much.
I don't even know what Pagel is.
You probably do. It's like I don't know where he's going with this either, but he was out of line a little bit. Rupert Murdoch and Jerry Hall are divorcing after 6 years of marriage.
They were married?
For 6 years.
Wow.
6 years. All right.
Jerry
enough.
Hall?
Maybe we should
Jerry
stop
Hall,
celebrating marriage and just wait until 10 years in.
Jerry Hall, the model who was with Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Ago. Yeah.
Wow. Oof.
Rupert Murdoch is 91. She's 65, and I'm sure it's not just about money.
Ah.
I'm sure it's that's something. When
They had to finish watching Barry together.
I'm 91. Yeah, we should end it though.
Oh, right. Oh, my God. You know what? When you said the ages, I'm like, oh, he died. No, he's divorced.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
Oh, I gotta be free.
The fuck does she care? Who gives a shit?
Right. Just throw him some pudding and leave the house when you want to go out. Why do you got to file papers and make it a big deal? Who gives a fuck?
Seriously, just give him some Juvederm and like just fucking leave the house. Here's your Centrum. I opened the bottle for you.
Give him an IV. Fuck whoever you want. You don't got to make it a production.
I opened the bottle for you.
I really thought he was gonna just die alone after Wendy Dang. He got remarried?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What a catch, huh, Calvin?
Girl. No, you say man. You know.
Man. Give me your money, Rupee.
What's that? You and your so we got to talk about this. You and your lover. Do you have good
gross.
communication?
Yeah, why is it gross when Keith? It's like you're bracing yourself, right? There's something about it. It's
have
like,
you?
We know we like have to assume that Keith is coming with good intentions.
Of course.
He's very happy for you, and here comes the oddly phrased question. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, let's go.
You've taken a lover. Are you guys good at communication? And what's your love language?
So we are fairly good at communication, although we did get into a bit of a, let's say, a tiff. And I'm
A longer communication, a different kind of, a toned communication.
Yes, it was a pointed. It was very pointed.
Can I ask the topic?
So, because I live in New York, there is a mouse problem. So there is a mouse that got into my apartment, and I called him. Actually, maybe I can get advice from both of you. What do you think about this? So I called him. I thought I sounded rational, and I said, OMG, there is a mouse in here. Can you just come over for moral support? And he said, I don't think you should have me come over. Just call an exterminator. And then he was like, but I will come over in a couple of days. And I was like, I don't think that that's acceptable to me because this is a big panic. I don't know where this mouse is. It could be crawling all over my stuff. It could be trying to assault me. I don't know.
Where does he live?
He lives in Queens and I live in Brooklyn.
Okay.
But it's only a 40-minute, like,
right.
It's only 40 minutes.
Okay, let's say I'm calling my boyfriend. I'm like, there's a mouse here. Can you please come over and help me move? I don't care that the next one will be filled with a mouse. But that's so funny because I actually had that problem one time, and a guy that I was dating found mice. A mouse must have just laid, like there were a few freshly born mouse. Yeah. in a kitchen cabinet. So that must have been where it happened. And he was like, hey, I hate to tell you this, but that's what's going on right now. And I'm like, okay, I can't be here. I'm either you have to take care of this right now, or I just need a break from this, what's happening. So we went to his place, but I definitely needed that moral support, and I definitely called someone to do it. I think all you were asking for is like some attention so that you can not think about this thing. But maybe he was scared of the mouse?
No, he's not scared of the mouse. He's from the Midwest. He's used to like critters and shit.
He's a mouse handler. He didn't tell you that. Yeah.
So what did you want him to come over and do?
Fuck louder than the mouse is squeaking.
I wanted to come over and just be a man with me so that as men, we could manly yell at the mouse together. And
no, I'm not a man, so Keith, is that what men do?
Well, sometimes.
I don't have my book on me right now.
Sometimes. My friend Adam found a spider, and he's like, can you come here and man up with me? And we don't talk now because I couldn't make it that day. I said, in a couple days. He's like, I'll be dead by then.
So did he want you to, I guess, quote, man up on your own? And he wanted you to have that sort of sense of strength or something?
Ostensibly, yes. He was like, you should be able to handle this on your own. And I think that, but if you have someone, they should be like, okay, yeah, I'll just come over and support you, because that's how it, in fairness, this was a call at 2 a.m. So we should factor that in as well.
But it still took a couple days. He didn't say he's coming the next day.
And that's where I feel like there was a disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
Did he offer for you to go to his place just for the moment to get away from?
Oh,
also, in fairness, yes, but
yeah?
I was mad. I was angry because I had insisted that it would be safer for him to just come here.
How?
How's it safer for him to come there?
Okay, we don't need to just continue to ask questions. I feel like I'm on trial, and I think I felt like I was being pretty rational.
Okay, so I wouldn't use the word rational here if you want to get anywhere close to winning the argument or
He's
even
like,
having a
"Thank you."
point.
Yeah, he's like, thank you, Calvin. I'm feeling pretty safe, though. All right, good night.
Oh, you were having a moment. Okay.
I would not call it a moment. I was just saying
really?
that I
a
felt
monument
like
then?
Guys won't even admit it's a moment. That's how big this ingratitude list is. That's why it's important. You won't even say you had a moment. Like that could be held in court.
Oh my God. Okay.
I mean,
Yes.
but I still feel like he could have come a couple days earlier and helped by moving furniture around, or by, helping to spray around or flashlight places to see where the hole was.
I don't know if you know what to do when there's a mouse, so I guess maybe he should have come over. This is not anywhere near what you do. What ultimately happened with the mouse?
Well, he did come over a couple days later, and then an exterminator came and laid traps. I have not seen this mouse since, but he has stayed over for several nights. I still don't know how resolved I feel about this.
Okay, because you're afraid that when you call for help, he might delay that help and minimize what it feels to you.
The boy who called mouse.
Well, because that's not frightening him. It's frightening Calvin, and he does not see that as a frightening thing. So are you afraid that like you'll be afraid or have a feeling, if I may call it that, in the future, he might not come for that one either, and it might be bigger than a mouse?
Yes, so that's kind of what happened, because I was like, well, what if that mouse was instead a burglar and he had a knife, and you would just be like, I'll just come over in 3 days and find your dead carcass? I don't think that's acceptable.
Now I see.
And
now I see.
he said that those two are two different things, and I don't think so.
Okay, love you, Calvin. I now see. I now
love
see
that
what,
guy more.
I now see what
okay to
I
say?
have done wrong in the past. Okay, and I feel you, but I feel he has a little more logic on his side. It is not a burglar. There is not a knife, and if he's from the country, I bet that he would stand up when it's time to stand up for this other scenario?
I
That's
just
not
don't
fair
feel
to compare.
supported
Okay.
either right now in this moment. So I guess we're also in a fight.
This is one hell of a birthday party.
Also,
How long
that
ago
kind of
was
the
this?
other
How long
thing.
ago was this?
Well, that was the other thing. It was 2 weeks ago. And I was like, but this is my birthday. And he was like, your birthday's not for 2 weeks. And I was like, but I feel like it would be a good present if you were to come here and help me. And he thought that was extremely illogical. So that kind of was
Because he already bought the present. If you tell us sooner, I give you like one of those stupid coupons. You have 5 mouse visits for the next year.
Or what he can go is, okay, I bought you a present. Would you like this mouse thing to be your present, and I'll return this thing?
Right. Do you want what's behind box number 1 or what's behind your refrigerator?
You know what? There's a thing that happens in relationships where you take turns parenting each other, and you want to make sure that the parent will appear when you're crying out for it. So I get it. But did he say he was going to come if there's a burglar with a knife?
He said yes, but the tone he used was very pointed. And so I don't know if I can trust that.
It implied that you're going to have to show me a picture of the robber.
Yes, honestly, it looks like I'm gonna have to FaceTime with him and be like, "I'm being robbed," and then he'll be like, "Okay, I guess I'll get in the car."
See you in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Could you please call 911 first? I'm not trying to minimize your pain here. Can I call now? Can one of us call 911? Because I'm coming, but the Uber might take a second.
Can you think of a recent time that he was upset about you and what that was for?
I can't. I feel like it's because I'm perfect, but that's most likely because I can't remember because of this mouse thing.
Right. It's taking up a lot of space, right?
It's kind of trumped any traumas I may have delivered upon him. So I really...
Have you guys had sex since then?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you gotta
live.
Yeah. I mean, it's pride,
Right.
But
the sex didn't heal it, apparently.
It really more delayed the conversation. It was like we had sex, and then we took a sex nap, and then an hour later, I was like, "But this mouse."
Right. He's
it's a problem.
Shit. All right. Well, for your birthday, I'm giving you mouse traps.
Thank you.
If Kyle called you at 2 a.m. because she had a mouse.
She has. She's called in the past about a roach, and I'm like, you have kids. Make them do it.
Did you go over there?
I was on the phone, but no, you can't support behavior like that. You just can't.
Wow, you sound exactly like Tom. That's crazy. That is almost verbatim what he said. It was, I can't support behavior like this.
I like this guy.
My God.
And the roach is done, and good night, and then I come back home. It's a roach. I mean, never mind mouse, but a roach. What are we doing here?
But
and then how do I think about you? Almost the way you think, like you're making up. Is he gonna care when somebody has a knife to my throat? How am I gonna feel comfortable when there's a knife to my throat, knowing this roach is making you?
Okay.
You gotta toughen up. We're gonna spend our lives together.
Oh, Calvin, a roach and a mouse is very scary.
Thank you.
Yes.
Could you, if you see a roach, can you handle it?
So, okay, this is also part 2 of the argument. Was after the mouse.
The mouse was the king of the roaches.
A roach did show up the next day, and then I had to call him for that. And he also did not come over for that. So I did take care of that myself because thankfully I had Raid. But
did he say, if I'm not coming over for a mouse, how am I coming over for a cockroach?
He used different words, but essentially that.
Right.
It was another variation of I cannot support this kind of behavior.
I can't come over for every cock, not the roach kind. Come on.
Hi, I know it's 2 a.m., but I spilled milk on the floor.
Okay. I have a Swiffer that I can handle. I know how to
Alright.
handle non-living items.
But could he come over and take the Swiffer head off for you after you're done?
That would be manly.
You have to
so
touch
yes.
it. Yeah.
It is gross, yeah.
God.
Also, can he reach the high shelf?
Actually, he's shorter than me, so he can't.
But he's closer to the roaches and the mice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Kevin's
is
going to get
why-
a bad back over here, you know?
Think of my scoliosis. Excuse
Right.
me. I mean, I don't have it, but if I did,
Oh my God.
This is how I don't
okay.
have it. Yeah.
I see now after talking to you that I'm putting a lot of hypotheticals into this, which is why I don't sound as rational as I should. So I get this. I see it now and I hear myself talk.
I honestly see it more in me now as you're talking, though, because those we scare ourselves, right? Like, wait, if this is not good over here, what if all of this other stuff? And I didn't realize how much it sounded like, hey, I'm not doing that. Like, you're making up that I'm a bad person. This is a knife and a burglar. You don't care about me at all.
Right.
What?
I'm being beaten right now. What? Yeah, there's a mouse actually, but if you can come over just the same.
I'm bleeding figuratively. Take me seriously.
I was breaking
My
up with a woman
safety.
once. I told her that I had a mouse because they scared her so much. And I legit did, but I'm like, let me make it clear that I do.
What were you going to say, Calvin? Oh, boy.
No, it's fine. I just, I feel like I'm being gaslit right now, and that's
Oh.
okay.
Oh, no.
It's fine. It's okay. I won't let him listen to this episode of this podcast. I'll tell you that much, because it will not be helpful.
Or talk to any of your friends, or
What's his name? We're going to name the episode his name. Tom, listen here.
oh, Tom and Jerry.
Oh, no. I just got that key.
Uh huh. 17th album is coming soon.
Does he need rescuing from anything that we could make fun of, maybe, to make you feel better?
Well, here's the thing. So one time there was a roach at his place, and he called me, and I stayed on the phone with him.
Whoa, hold up.
Okay.
How are
bring
you
that
just
up.
sayarding this now?
Holy fuck.
Well, because he
Are
didn't.
you
ask me
Amber
to come
Heard's
over.
lawyer? What the fuck? Bring that up.
Wait a
didn't-
second.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, from the
Well,
beginning.
He had a roach in his place. He found it. He called me at this was 12:40 or something, some crazy late hour. And I was like, wait, what's going on? He's like, there's a roach, but I killed it and I should be okay. And I was like, oh my God, are you okay? I said, if you need to, I could come over. And he was like, no, it's fine. I just have to sweep it up and put it in the garbage.
Oh,
So
this adds a layer. This adds a layer because he understands what that fear feels like and why he would need to call someone in that space.
If it was daytime, this is on your side.
No, this is
Calvin.
on your side, Calvin.
You're shaking your head.
good. I
but
thought this
we're on
was
your
gonna
side.
No, I think based on this, I would think he would understand your need for him at that moment a little more, since he called you because he was having PTSD over killing a roach is what happened, right?
But did he call you
Yes.
daytime or 2 a.m.? Did you say?
12:40 a.m.
it was 12:40 or 12.
Okay.
It was definitely after 11 p.m. So it was late night.
It's when your phone says yesterday. Was it what? It's still today. Oh, it's after midnight. Okay. When it throws you a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly.
But he
Okay.
didn't want you to come. He didn't need you to come over. But he did need the support.
Yes. And I felt like with the mouse was a similar thing where it's this is a moral support, but I also need you physically here and not just on the phone with me here.
I think he owes you $500,000.
Thank you.
525,000.
Calvin, people want to follow you online. You know that. Why don't you let them? The Twitter handle is Cato Calvin. Oh, you do let him. Good. Instagram is Calvin S. Cato. The website, you can see all his wares. CalvinCato.com.
And all of those K sounds are actually C.
That's right.
It's true.
He's an artiste. All right.
See,
Oh, what? Okay.
I'm tired.
Let me mention this. July 4th, it's coming up. That's Keith and the Girl Day, of course. Our listeners have worn their Keith and the Girl gear on July 4th throughout the 17 years we've been podcasting. That's a baker's dozen. Join Keith and the Girl Day by wearing your Keith and the Girl shirt, button, socks, leggings, sticker, on July 4th. Don't have the gear? Go to keithandthegirl.com/gear, Gear. Grab your hoodie, your tank, your t-shirt, your tote. All things Keith and the Girl are right there. Get it in time for Keith and the Girl Day. It's always fun when, we tell these stories a lot, but a father and son that didn't know that the other person listened to Keith and the Girl, they know because they were both wearing a shirt that day. Strangers finding each other over the shirt, saying hi, getting married, having kids, without exaggeration. These are always fun stories. So, participate one way or another on July 4th, okay? Calvin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you both so much. And I think I'm going to have a call with my guy after this, and we're going to have another follow-up on the conversation.
Now, what do you think?
Take notes, please. We have to discuss this again. This is very interesting to me.
Is anything new? Is there anything new on your mind about that we just talked about that you want to share with him, or you just need to talk it out more?
I mean, okay, so I feel like maybe I was giving him too much guff about his not coming over. And I think that maybe possibly the mouse is not at the same level of quality as a burglar. Or I also use the phrase, what if my mom died and I needed support?
Wow.
So I did kind of take it too far. So now that I've heard this, I'm going to apply this to the conversation and say, let's be more rational about this.
Let's, sure. Yes. One of us or both, we're not rational.
Keith, I made an ingratitude list too, and I see what you mean. I wrote down nice, roaches, spilled milk. All right. Well, good luck to both of you. You seem happy in general.
If this is the worst of it, Calvin, I cannot wait to meet him. No, it's awesome. Yeah. If that's the fight, I get it. And if you're able to hear the fight outside of him and like even see a little bit of a point, I think you guys are doing great. Now we'll catch up. You have the link to book yourself.
I will let you know if it's like, and we broke up actually. That's a sign of bigger issues. It turns out we didn't learn how to trust. So this is the end of that. But
some childhood traumas have been come to light and we're better for it. Anyway, he'll be a good memory. No, shout out to Tom.
There you go. Calvin, thank you. Tom, thank you. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.